I would describe myself as a lonely child of the 60s. Dominated by anxiety and its cousin depression, I had no words to describe what I felt. Mental illness was shrouded in silence and shame. Finding words for my angst has been as hard as feeling it. I have survived a close brush with suicide. I am a United Church minister. I'm a parent and a grandparent, and served 26 years as a chaplain in the Army Reserve. My life partner, Kathy, was the first person I dared to describe my constant torment to. Preparing to deploy to Afghanistan, I was not fully aware that my inner landscape was fertile for a moral injury. As senior chaplain from the reserves, I assured my team of regular force chaplains that we would get all the support we needed. They laughed. Being more seasoned than me, they said, "Jim, you've drunk the Kool-Aid. When deployed, we will only have each other." They were right. The challenges of deployment to a war zone were amplified by broken promises of support from the chaplain home front, which were distracting, confusing, demanding, and stress-inducing. In the combat zone, my team and I knew no one had our back. We felt alone and abandoned by our own. One night, having escorted the remains of 3 Canadian soldiers to the morgue, sitting in a lonely office, the air smelling of diesel, dust, and an aura of death hanging over me, I received an email which challenged my actions in this war-torn hell. The words of which drove an axe into my heart. Stunned, I said to myself, "I'm done." Returning to Canada at tour's end, I was angry, flushed with shame and deeply wounded by what I came to recognize as a moral injury, or a soul wound brought on by the double betrayal of promised support not received from military leaders who were also from my family of faith. I have survived by the grace of God and the mercy of other people. The acceptance and affection particular people gave me saved my life. Despite counseling, medication, and my own efforts, I could not lift from my chest the heavy stone of shame I carried. Years later, I found myself in a church service with the person whose condemnation from years ago had so impacted the trajectory of my experience. Anxiety flooded my chest. My first thought was to bolt out the door. My back dripped with cold, clammy sweat. I was frozen in position. At the service end, I had 15 minutes before my ride to the airport. What to do, what to say. Somehow, I found myself standing in front of this man, and I blurted out, "I have been angry at you for years, and I cannot carry that anger any longer." He looked me in the eyes and said, "I am sorry for what I did to you, Jim." With those words, the stone of shame I had carried all those years lifted off my chest. Light flooded into my chest cavity. If, as you listen to my words, you are suffering alone in silence, I implore you to find someone who is worthy to hear and hold your story, and say to them, "I have been having a tough time, and I need to talk." I cannot promise you that it will be easy, but I can say it will be worth it in the long run.